Today on Go Nitro, we head to the lake to learn one of the oldest water sports with a modern twist, the marathon canoe. It's one thing to watch the pros, it's another thing to train with them. But there's just one catch. They've had half their lives, we have half an hour. Because every athlete has a first day. Here's the place. Here's the legend. Here I am. And my new teacher. I was a goalie for 15 years. But we've never done this before. Experience? Zilch.
Of course, our glutes and our hips.
No clue how to start? Less clue how to play. And neither do you when you start out. Because every athlete has a first day. And you've just been drafted. It's the stuff of comedy routines for decades. The art of getting in and out of a canoe. And after thousands of years of evolution, it is still the hardest part. The good news is, once you're in a canoe, the rest of the task is fairly easy. Assuming, of course, that you're looking for a leisurely paddle across a quiet lake. However, for those wanting to take things up a notch and get into whitewater, racing, or long-distance punts, the process can become a lot more intense, and the technology along with it. Carbon fiber boats, adjustable seats, special covers designed to keep excess water out, and paddles that are as light as a feather are all built with speed, ergonomics, and maximum durability in mind. Canoe racing teams are equipped to paddle as fast and smoothly as possible by a fraction of a second. Our professor, Scott Brunskill. Let's see how we do. So, tell me what we're doing here today.
Well, we are going to do some paddling in a marathon class canoe using the marathon canoe stroke. I like to say there's three pathways that we can use the marathon technique in. Okay. One is, just recreational, flat water, long distance canoeing, where you want to be able to paddle longer and further without wasting away your arm muscles. Okay, that's what I like to say is one pathway for marathon canoeing. The second pathway is just pure fitness and group paddling, and so like going to the gym or playing in a hockey game, there's many people in marathon clubs that paddle together at set times during the course of the year for the social fun of it, but also for the fitness of it as well, because it's a great fitness type of activity to do in our clubs and organizations. And then the third pathway is, of course, competitive. You can race in a race that's an hour, or for 24 hours, wow. 10K or 1000K. So the technique that we use with marathon canoeing is conducive to allowing us to paddle as efficiently and using strategy with our paddling in order to be able to paddle that long.
What kind of muscle groups are you using mostly in marathon canoe?
Where we're really focusing on is that core strength and be able to engage our large muscles, which are in our back, right? And of course our glutes and our hips. These are the guys that I want to try to aim at along with my core in order to have an effective stroke that lasts as long as I want it to last for.
To get first-time paddlers used to the boat and figure out their ideal seat position, they will often get seated before placing the boat in the water, just to get a feel for the configuration. And as students progress, they will eventually have the balance necessary to paddle in a narrow and more aerodynamic canoe. So what kind of paddles are these? Because these look very interesting. It's not like the usual canoe paddles that you would see at your local sporting goods store.
With our technique, we really don't need to get into having a long paddle to help us steer the boat. The reason why it's on a slant is because we like to cheat. And so, for example, if I have a flat paddle, my paddle distance when it hits the water, my paddle is going to hit the water at a certain point. With the slant, I can get that much further ahead. So if my concept of paddling is trying to pull myself to where to go, I want to have my paddle in the water that much further ahead to help cheat to get me up there. I like using the word cheat to get to where I want to go. So I'll have you grab a paddle here.
All right.
Every paddler needs a paddle.
Oh wow, this is light.
Yes, it is. It's important when we're holding the handle that we have a good grip. I don't want to see loose fingers or anything like that. Good grip there. Then we have the shaft, and again, when we're holding the shaft, we have a real nice grip. Not squeezing it tight, but just a nice solid grip on the paddle. Let's go over to the bow for the front of the boat here, this way.
And just to break the fourth wall for a moment here, this is because I don't think the viewers can get an idea of just how light this is. This is about the weight of a deck of cards.
This boat here is made in Air Rouge, Saskatchewan. And it is a carbon fiber boat. This boat is just over 18 feet long, and traditionally if it was a fiberglass type boat, which a lot of recreational type boats are made of, it would weigh closer to 80 pounds. This boat is made out of carbon because it makes it extra stiff, so that helps it maintain its speed on the water. And secondly, it's really light, so it's easier just to pull on the water and carry around. So the lighter we can make things, then the stiffer we can make it, the faster we hope we can make it go.
This is what you want to go to Air Rouge for.
That's right.
Just don't stay the night.
This is the cool part about marathon paddling, is that we want to focus on switching by cuts rather than using directional strokes as our primary method of changing directions in our canoe, okay? So when we start on the water, we will actually be on opposite sides to start. So if you're on the left-hand side, I'll be the right-hand side. And assuming we're going in a straight line, I'm gonna start the paddle stroke. And when my paddle enters the water, your paddle needs to enter the water as well, because what's important to know is that we're dancing together, right? We're beating the same drum. And so we need to be in sequence in order to be dancing correctly, right? Not stepping on each other's feet. So if we catch at the same time, that's good. Let's do our power phase. Okay, so pull, and then exit, and then, yeah, catch, good. And then let's say on our fifth stroke, we're gonna say hut. So say hut. Okay, so I'm gonna switch, you're gonna switch, and your paddle enters the water at the same time my paddle enters the water, and exit at the same time. Hut. Okay. Now understand too is that in the stern, you can hut yourself without letting me know. So if I'm paddling away on the right-hand side and you're on the left, and you find, geez, I want to go more left, because you're the sternsman, what you can do is you can just switch yourself. Go ahead and just switch sides without even, and I don't even know, my back's facing against you. I don't know otherwise, right? Yeah. So if we're both on the same side, what do you think happens with the boat?
We turn right.
Turn left.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're both
paddling on the right, we turn left?
Yeah, if we're both paddling on the right, we turn left.
Oh, okay.
Now let's hut. So now if we're both on the left-hand side, which side are we going to be turning?
Right.
That's right. I can feel it up front, believe it or not, when you're working too hard.
Oh, okay.
So and I can in the back feel when the bow person is working too hard. So if I feel like you're working too hard, I'll say, you're working too hard. We'll take it down to that dock right in front of you. Just keep on walking forward. It's a big long boat, so it's tough to go around the concrete corners there. When I'm in the bow, I think about putting myself in a nice, comfortable position in such a way that I can feel both of my butt cheeks on the right on that seat.
Okay.
And I'm feeling my spine is straight, and I'm trying to point my spine straight into the sky. I want to maintain a straight spine as best as possible. While I'm in the front, I want to be keeping my nose right in line with the middle of the bow. If I keep my nose in the middle of the line of the bow, that will help me also to stay stable. What I want you to think about while we're paddling is to keep that spine straight, keep these shoulders above your hips, and keep the shoulders inside the boat. Once shoulders go outside the boat, it usually leads to trouble. You'll be doing the same, where you'll be looking right through the middle of my spine, keeping in line and keeping your shoulders in between the gunnels as well, okay? With our marathon canoes, you notice there's clips and bands all over the place. That's because we want to keep, that helps keep our equipment in the boat while we're on the water and around the water and not flying all over the place. With canoes, this is a general canoe thing. If we were to pick up the ends and plop the canoe in the water, that's pretty awkward and a hard way to put the boat in the water. So what we like to do with canoes is we actually like to come to the side, and I'll ask you to come to the side of the boat. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the gunnel, and we're going to lift it up, and it's going to expose more of this side of the boat to the water. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift the boat up and allow this side of the boat to hit the water, and have the water act as another hand to help us get the boat in position. You want to give it a try?
Sure.
Okay, so let's lift it up. And then we're just going to walk it close to the edge of the dock. Don't fall in, and let the water do its work.
Alright.
Yes, excellent. So same kind of idea when we bring the boat out, we want to lift up from the gunnels. Now, getting in and out of the boat is actually a hard part, and we want to make sure we got this down. And what do we want to think about when we're coming in and out of the boat? If I'm a bows person going in the boat, and I'll demonstrate that right now, I want to have someone help me hold the boat against the dock. So if you wouldn't mind grabbing the gunnel and holding it against the dock, you'll notice that the way you're holding it, you're having this nose be like this rather than like that. Okay, so we're going to keep it close. I'm going to keep my knees bent and supple. I'm going to put my one foot in the middle of the boat, and I am now moving my weight from this glute to this leg. When I'm down here, I can put my hands on the gunnel, okay, and then I can help shuffle my foot over, okay, once I got my hands on the gunnel. And then I bring this foot over and I place it beside this guy. I am putting all my weight on the bottom of my feet right now, very little on my hands. Next, I want to position my feet in such a way so that when I sit down, my butt is going to hit the seat that I can see. See that? So I got my hands on the gunnels, and now I'm at this position. Now all my weight is in my hips and I am stable. When I'm coming out, same thing. I need to bring my chest.
It looks easier than I imagine it is. Whoa, there's one foot. All right. Oh, okay. All right.
How's it fit?
Good.
Okay, so I need your paddle in the water, and you can just hold it with your right hand. Your left hand can be on the dock. There you go. Awesome. Okay. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's have our paddle go in at 3 o'clock and pull yourself towards that position. So 3 o'clock, yep, right to your hips. Yep, keep on doing that stroke. Just 3 to your hips, 3 to your hips. See how the boat's moving?
Yeah.
Okay, keep on doing that. Hut. Good. Hut. Hut. And would you like to go into the sun or away from the sun? You have sunglasses on?
I have sunglasses.
Oh, let's go into the sun though. It's much nicer that way. Hut.
That is the camera.
Hut. When you feel unstable or you feel like you're going to crash, it's natural for our human instincts to put our hands up in the air and go, ah, what do I do, right? But in a boat, you're most stable if your paddle is in the water. So if you can train your brain when you're canoeing that, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit that rock, or oh my gosh, I'm going to hit that log, or oh my gosh, there's a big wave. But having your paddle in the water, anytime you feel your arms wiggle while you paddle, that's a sign saying, uh-oh, you're going to burn yourself out because you're using way too much arm strength. We're going to go around the peninsula of this little island here, and we'll try to find a dock so you can have a chance to stern. So we'll park at this dock here, and we'll switch. So I'll get you to put your paddle in the water in order to slow the boat down. Yeah. And remember, you're going to be moving your chest forward, standing straight up, using all the pressure on your feet. Yep. You're good. Yep.
Grab onto the fence.
Sure.
There. Oh.
That's
You
okay.
alright?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll bring forward. Okay, and hold on. I'm gonna put a paddle in the water, and then you gotta grab the boat. And I'm gonna let my nose get away from the dock so that you get that edge closer to you. And the way you go in is very much the same as in the front. You wanna square yourself to the front, like look at your shoulders are facing me.
Whoa. Alright. Just stabilizing myself here. Alright.
You're in?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some forward draws again, and you keep on paddling forward, and this may slightly move us to the left. It's not doing, a really aggressive turn, and so if I want to turn more aggressively, one of the things that you can do is you can do a forward draw from back there at that spot. So remember what the forward draw is? The forward draw, no, you stay over there, and the forward draw is that 1 o'clock to my hip, right? Give it a try. I'll paddle forward, you keep on doing that 1 o'clock to your hip, and we'll see if the boat turns. It's definitely more effective. I can put my paddle in like this, okay? But again, I'm pushing down on the water in this type of motion. I want to get my paddle in the water and pull. So give that a try when you're doing the forward draw from that side. See what happens. Okay, now we're really turning. I'm going to have to get you to hut.
Okay.
Now we're coming up to this dock. There's no rowers, so that's good. And now we can draw to help our boat get there. Let's draw it together. Okay, so you just lift it up. Yeah. Yeah.
When When most people think of canoes, they will often think of the early days of America, the explorers of the 1600s, the fur trade, and the iconic indigenous routes when these boats were being hand-built from birch tree bark. These canoes played a very important role in the early exploration of the North, especially that of the Great Lakes. Considered to be one of the most beautiful of all watercraft by painter, author, and traveler George Catlin, there really is no doubt as to the canoe's place in American history. So it might surprise you to know that the origins of this boat were not actually in the land of lakes, forests, bears, and eagles. The Netherlands currently holds the record for the oldest known canoe, which historians believe was built sometime between 8,200 and 7,600 BC. Only on Go Nitro. The show doesn't end here. Visit us online for your fix at gonitro.tv. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can tweet us on Twitter.
Go Nitro Access is brought to you by Melville, Saskatchewan. It's bigger on the inside. Aviva Canada.
Salon services for Go Nitro provided by ID Hair Studio. Hair for who you really are.
Don't fit in. Stand out with black chrome.